Are you thinking about starting a restaurant or a coffee shop?
You know, if you're in Vietnam and want to know about business, actually, if you're anywhere and want to know about business, you might want to check out Tom Peng. He doesn't fuck around. Yeah, Tom Peng. He's A-okay. Peace.
So we've finally settled into the Vietjet Plaza, our new office, the top floor of that building. And let me show you quickly, like what my view is like. So we have a fantastic view of the airport. I don't know if you can see it, but anyways. Oh. So today I want to talk to you about, starting a restaurant or a coffee shop, because I hear this a lot. I hear a lot from especially the young people here in Vietnam that their lifetime ambition is to start a restaurant or a coffee shop. For them, this is like the biggest possible achievement that they would desire. Before you make that move or before you plan that project out, I just want you to consider some of the implications of venturing into the restaurant or coffee shop business, right? So very simply put, like I'm a math guy, right? When I do something, I always put the numbers down first, right? So, let's say you want to start up a coffee shop, right? We find a good location and, maybe you expect 100 customers to buy 100 cups of coffee from you, right? So I'll write down 100, right? And let's say each cup of coffee is like 30K. I don't know, 30K sounds like a good average, right? 30K coffee, and there's like 30 days in a month, right? So when you multiply that out, that's like 100 times 900, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like 90 million, okay? So that's like 19 million dong in revenue. So we haven't even considered cost, right? So of course, to operate a coffee shop, you need to rent the location. I assume you're not buying the location, you're renting the location, right? And the rent could be half of your revenue. And you probably need to hire people, so you need to hire a few helpers. So let's say you pay them 5 million each, which is not a lot of money. So you're obviously not gonna get very good people. So you hire 2 help, you pay rent, you still have to pay for material like coffee, you still have to pay for all the plastics and stuff that you need to use as part of serving the customer, right? At the end of the day, how much money are you really taking home? So 19 million, let's say you spend 60 million of that, okay? Away in cost, so you're left with like 30 million in take-home income, right? So that's really just a job. So basically, you set up a coffee shop to give yourself a job, and that's it. And your coffee shop is never gonna exceed that revenue potential, because there's only so much revenue you can make from a coffee shop, right? And I haven't even talked about the initial, capital cost that's required to set up a coffee shop, right? You do need to renovate the place. You need to put in all the machines, the barista machines. You need to put in the, all the furniture, right? That requires money, right? So you need to invest a lot of money up front to get your 30 million dong profit every month. And that is just a job, right? You're only getting a job out of it, nothing more. But you might say, Tom, no, but I can start many different, coffee shops, right? I can be like Coffee House, or I can be like Chung Wing Coffee, I can have many locations, right? But each location you need to invest upfront. The initial capital cost, the renovation, buying the machineries, buying the furniture and so on, right? So it is not easy. It's not a very scalable business. So for you to scale from 1 coffee shop to 2 coffee shops to 3 coffee shops, it's difficult. You need a lot of money in order to expand, right? So that's why I would say coffee shop is a terrible business to get in. Please don't get into it. I know a lot of young people want to do that for whatever reason. Maybe, that's all they can think of, but really it's a terrible business to be in, right? And same with restaurants. You do the same math. Let's say you start a restaurant, you spend a lot of money doing all the renovation, buying all the tables, setting up the kitchen, you hire the cook, you hire all the waitresses, right? And then hopefully your food is good. Maybe your food is shit and nobody comes, or they never come back, right? Let's say your food is good, okay? And then every day you serve 100 customers. Maybe that's the capacity of your restaurant, because your restaurant only has maybe 30 seats. So maybe you serve 100 customers a day, and that's like a fully packed day. And let's say each customer spends, $100K at your restaurant. You do the math and you figure out at the end of the day, minus all the costs, all the rentals, you're really left with nothing more than a salary, right? And I want to remind you, when you open up a restaurant or a coffee shop, you have a lot of problems. You have fucktard employees that call you and say, no, I cannot come to work, I'm sick. And then you have nobody coming to work that day, right? You have a lot of problems, okay? So you basically spend a lot of money and you make almost no money from it, and you inherit a lot of problems. Is that really a business you want to get into? So as my advice to young people that want to start up coffee shops and restaurants, my advice to you is don't do it. It's stupid. You'll never become a millionaire, a billionaire. You'll never be rich driving Mercedes, running a restaurant or a coffee shop. Don't fucking dream about it. It cannot happen. So find a business, right, that will help you generate the revenue that you want, that's easily scalable. Do the fucking math, right? If you do the math, you can figure out, like, if the business is viable, if the business is scalable, right? Take fucking action, don't start a restaurant, and don't be a fucktard.